The best editors will tell you that the single most important criteria for successful video editing is emotion, but none of them are telling you how to practice it. Today that's going to change. I've been a pro editor for over 20 years, and I've developed an exercise that will give you a tangible way to practice editing for emotion. First, a little background. In his book, In the Blink of an Eye, legendary editor Walter Murch states his 6 criteria for successful editing, and at the top of the list is emotion. And not only is it first on the list, but he gives it a weighting of 51%. And we're not talking about the emotion of the characters in the scene, but rather the emotion of the audience. So how do we practice something so elusive? Well, I think we need to learn to edit like therapists. If you're like me when I started editing, I personally had a very limited vocabulary when it came to emotions. Even though I had read Murch's book and was trying to target specific emotions, it was pretty much limited to making the audience feel sad, happy, excited, or maybe anxious. And that's a good place to start, but I think progressing in your edits means being able to name and even feel more nuanced emotions. So what if instead of trying to make your audience feel happy, you aimed to make them feel calm, peaceful, satisfied, or safe? Instead of trying to make them feel sad, you tried to make them feel heartbroken, or lonely, or edgy. Instead of excited, you aimed for confident, energized, or playful. Instead of anxious, you aimed for irritated, agitated, or overwhelmed. Zeroing in on specific emotions will lead to a better result in your edits. Now for the exercise. I'll be using 6 shots I downloaded from Artlist. If you want to use the same shots as me, you can go to Artlist, search their stories, and this one is called Architect at Work. I'm going to use the same 6 shots to create 2 different scenes that target 2 different emotions. In one scene, I'm going to target playfulness, and in the other scene, I'm going to target inspiration. You might be asking, how do I target different emotions if I'm using the same shots? Well, it's by making different decisions on the other editing criteria. And the other criteria I like to use are story, shot order, rhythm, shot length, sound, which are the music and sound effects for each shot, and action, the in and out points for each shot. So for each edit, I'll have the target emotion in mind, and I'll make all those other decisions to try to support that emotion. Let me show you the first scene where I targeted the emotion of inspired or inspiration, and then I'll share some of my thought process. In this version of the scene, I wanted to tell the story of an architect building a really impressive model. So I started on a shot of the architect, and then I slowly revealed his handiwork. I feel like the music choice did add some nice gravity to the scene, and the few sound effects I cut in were really to give a sense of the space. What emotion did this evoke for you? Do you think I got close to inspiration? Please let me know in the comments. Now let's take a look at the second version where I targeted the emotion of playfulness. For this version of the scene, I wanted to focus on the model, as if it's coming to life. So I started on the main character in the model, and then I revealed the architect at the very end. So that's a pretty different story, just by changing the shot order. In terms of overall rhythm, these have a pretty similar feel. They're both about the same length, though I did allow each individual music track to guide my edits. The sound and music is quite different, which we already touched on, and the action or the in and out points of each shot are also very different. I think all these small changes have a cumulative effect. What emotion did the playful scene evoke for you? Did I get close to targeting a playful feel? Let me know in the comments. Whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned pro, I think this exercise will help you get better at targeting specific emotions. And as you get better at that, your edits will improve greatly. I actually really enjoyed this challenge myself. If you got value out of this video, please subscribe, and you might want to check out my free editing guide, which you can find at the link in the description. If you enjoyed this editing exercise, you should watch this video next. Happy editing.